Thank you very much, Roberto. I'm happy to introduce the fourth speaker of today. It's Professor Donrich Thaldar. He's Professor of Law at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Durban, where he chairs the Health, Law and Ethics Research Interest Group. His research interests are repro law and genetics and the law. Donrich also has a private law practice where he specializes in strategic litigation in repro law. And before starting his academic career in 2017, he practiced as a litigation lawyer at the Pretoria Bar. He will speak about heritable human genome editing in a free society. The floor is yours.
Thank you for the introduction. Well, it seems as if I'm going to be the lone voice that is a bit more progressive or enthusiastic about this technology. Let's see if these slides are working. In a free society, personal freedom should only be limited if it causes harm to others. Accordingly, one's heritable human genome editing is safe and effective. In free societies, intended parents must have full access to use heritable human genome editing for whatever purpose they deem fit, as long as such purpose does not harm prospective children. How does one harm a prospective child? One harms a prospective child if an action or omission prior to the child's birth will have a harmful effect on the child at some stage after the child's birth. In the context of human heritable genome editing, this can be, for example, causing a disability or omitting to edit out a disability. Using human heritable genome editing to avoid disease and disability and immunize prospective children against disease is an ethical duty. Of course, once it is safe and effective to use this technology. And gradually, this ethical duty will also become a legal duty. Parents who neglect to use heritable genome editing to ensure that their children are disease-free and disability-free should be subject to civil and criminal liability. We have a strong and overriding ethical duty to avoid suffering. More difficult applications of human heritable genome editing are for non-medical reasons, so-called enhancements. Here we must distinguish between moral enhancements and non-moral enhancements. Moral enhancements have to do with behavior that relates to values of good and evil. This can be a propensity to violence and aggression, a propensity for agreeableness and cooperation, etc. Non-moral enhancements relate to traits that do not have a moral character, such as intelligence, athleticism, and beauty. Once intelligence, athleticism, and beauty do not make one morally good or evil. They are morally neutral. But these things can give one various advantages in life. I strongly support parents' freedom to decide to use human heritable genome editing for non-moral enhancements. If parents want to have a child with a genius IQ, with lovely dark curly hair and green eyes, they should be free to make that choice. If people want children with genetic characteristics that they personally perceive as more aesthetic, more preferable, or just better in their personal opinion, they should be free to do so. It would be authoritarian to stop parents from exercising their freedom. Such authoritarian conduct would have no justification except for a medieval clinging to the way it has always been done and fear for changing society. In fact, society should strongly encourage parents to enhance their children by making them more intelligent, more athletic, and more beautiful. The reason is the value of excellence. Using our power over our genes, we can unlock greater excellence in coming generations. Our children's children must have a better future where they can jump higher, think more creatively, solve more complex problems, and enjoy being more beautiful. This is a vision of society worth fighting for. Some would say that this should not be allowed because if everyone is smarter, nobody will have an advantage. This misses the point. The primary reason why enhancement is good, not because it confers an individual enhancement, but primarily because it benefits society by making society as a whole better, more intelligent, more athletic, more beautiful. And everybody benefits from this. Oh, I forgot to switch to my excellence slide. Some would argue that allowing human heritable genome editing for enhancement would exacerbate inequality within a society or between societies. Well, this is already the case. We allow rich parents the freedom to send their children to private schools, have personal trainers, have excellent dental care, visit beauty salons, go to finishing school, etc. In a free society, individuals' effort to make themselves better than the rest, using their own resources, can never be a reason to place legal limits on freedom. Quite the contrary, they are the pioneers, the first adapters who are setting the pace. If it is a problem for society that some are left behind, the solution is to invest public resources into making human heritable genome editing enhancement technology available to all prospective parents. In other words, not leveling down, but leveling up. Moral enhancements present a difficulty. It is problematic because human dignity is seated in our free will. But by altering people's conduct at a genetic level, we are programming free will out of them. As such, people will be no more than automatons, robots in human form. We will lose the source of our dignity. The second argument against moral enhancement is that altering people's conduct at a genetic level, let me say that again. The second argument against moral enhancement is that altering people's conduct at a genetic level will genetically entrench the values of one generation. And this would be to assume moral infallibility. In other words, the expression moral enhancement is a misnomer, because something that would be deemed morally good at one period in time might be deemed morally repugnant at another point in time. Moral values are relative. Many people may currently think that their children should be less aggressive and more cooperative, less selfish and more sharing. However, a next generation might decide that aggressive, selfish behavior should be cultivated. Accordingly, given that changes aimed at influencing the moral behavior of individuals will rob such individuals from free will, such changes can be perceived as harmful to such individuals and should be prohibited. To encapsulate, in a free society, personal freedom should only be limited if it causes harm to others. The human genome itself is an abstraction and does not have any inherent value. In fact, it continues to evolve the whole time. With human heritable genome editing, we can now take control of this evolution. If we have enough self-confidence in our values as Western civilization, if we have enough pioneering spirit, if we are serious about our commitment to freedom and the avoidance of suffering, and if we believe in the classical virtue of excellence. Thank you.